Hi, people. Welcome. Welcome. If it's your first time, this is the other channel where we talk about whatever we want. Today we're gonna be talking about. Sorry, I'm just checking that this thing is all working well. Yeah. Okay, it's good. Sorry, I just had to make sure because I couldn't see comments. Oh, that's why. Here we go. Alrighty. Hi again. Welcome to second channel where we talk about whatever the heck we want. We're doing Love Island Australia season 6. Episodes 5 and 6. This is just a training for me, guys. I'm just practicing my lives, honestly, because that's the only way I want to talk about this. I just want to always do it on lives. But yeah, let's just get on into it. Be sure to subscribe. Leave your comments. Let me know if you're watching. I don't think a lot of you are watching on this channel. I don't think. I'm not sure. But let me know in the comments if you're watching. Let me know who you're gravitating towards these days, who you like, who you don't like. I know I have my thoughts, but let's dive on into the episode. So episode starts out with Sophie, Mimi, and Em chatting about her history with Zayn. I think she's talking about how they really didn't get into anything, like it was just a one night stand, so they weren't really down like that. And but she's open to seeing if there's anything that can be done this time around now that she's in the house. Zayn, meanwhile, is telling the guys how he is happy with Zanti and he's happy where he is. Remember that statement because that comes into play later on. Taylor says that he didn't like the energy. I think he was talking to Nico and he says he didn't like the energy of the trio. I'm calling Hannah, Alicia, and Zanti the trio because, oh my god, it wasn't Love Island, it was Trio Island in this episode. Anyways, he was Taylor saying how he didn't like the energy, like the mean girl attitude and everything. And then we have Nico saying in his one-on-one that he can just move with like that in the snap of his finger because he doesn't like mean girl energy. Valid that he doesn't like mean girl energy, but who is he? Who does he think he is, saying that he can just snap his fingers and be done with Hannah like that? I was just like, okay, Nico, you kick off, which is one of my favorite things these days. Um, then the trio is joined by the other girls. Hannah is still basically being a bitch to Sophie, and then as they're asking her questions, Hannah immediately shoots out with, "Why did you choose Nico?" And then everybody else says, "Who's your top?" They now say, "Who's your top three?" And she says, "Nico, Zayn, and Dylan." Hannah and Nico finally go off for their chat. He finally pulls her to the side for the chat. He says that he doesn't. What did I write here? Good lord. Oh, he tells her not to be rude to excuse me, he tells her not to be rude to girls who pull him for chats. That he doesn't want that kind of energy. And she kind of glosses it off saying that, oh yeah, she was talking to Sophie. She was talking to her like it's not like she was rude to her. I was like, girl, you guys know you iced that girl out. That girl was scared for her life at the end of episode 4. He then says that he will chat with Sophie if she wants to, but that he's not willing to sabotage a good thing or the good thing that he has with Hannah currently. Zayn and Zanti also have a conversation. I swear to God, I was looking at the screen, I was watching them, but I did not understand zilch that I don't think they talked about anything concrete. That's probably why I didn't understand. I don't think they said anything concrete, which was crazy. There was no comfort whatsoever from Zayn, nothing to appease Zanti's worries. But the girl is 21, so I don't even understand why she was marking out with him in bed afterwards. It's like, moving on. I like Zanti on her own. I hate her as part of the trio. Honestly, I like Zanti. I like Hannah individually. As part of the collab, I don't like them because it's that hive mentality, right? Like they just. I don't like Alicia, and she was the queen bee of the group. Anywho, Indigo then pulls Sophie, and I did not see any sexual tension between these two. I really didn't. So I'm not really sure what exactly Sophie was holding on to there. There's banter, yes, but it's very friendly, almost like, you know, I don't know, male friend. I wouldn't say brother, or maybe male friend. There was no sexual tension between them, none at all. But I guess the producers are producing in the background because the way things ended up in episode 5, I was like, okay, I guess producers are mixing things up. Taylor and Alicia go have a chat. She basically is trying to tell him like you're free to go and talk to the bombshell if you want to, and he says that he's happy where he is. I don't know that he told his face that he was happy where he was, because while he was talking to her, he didn't look. I knew that honestly from the last episode. I knew that Taylor was not feeling Alicia. Alicia is too much. She's a lot. She gives mean girl attitude. She gives bitch face. Like she talks a lot without saying anything. Like I sometimes I need the subtitles are so helpful because I don't even understand what she's saying. She's just mumbling. I'm like, enunciate. Come on. Like, what are you doing? Anywho, my guess is that Taylor does not fancy Sophie. Sophie is not his type. And based on the girls that he goes for in the house, I feel like that's the only reason why he didn't gravitate towards Sophie. But anyways, he tells Alicia everything that she wants to hear, and she's happy. She's being vulnerable, talking about how she's trying to be vulnerable, let me say, because she's trying to tell him how much she likes him, stumbling over her words, can't really say it. It was, she seems like she's tweaked 24/7. That's the best way I can describe Alicia when she's speaking. Anywho, she's talking to him, and all of a sudden he says that he needs to get socks. He gets up and walks away. The music that was playing was very ominous, and I was like, "What is going on here? What are we watching?" Anywho, he gets up, goes inside, gets socks, checks out his hair. She's looking for Hannah, can't find Hannah, walks off and then goes like tries to go up the that balcony lookout place that they always stand at. She's at the edge of that. Well, M walks into the dressing room, meets up with Taylor, and they then go off and talk. So Alicia is standing there, turns around and sees M and Taylor walk off together, and she's like, oh, 1 minute he goes to get socks, next minute he's walking off with M. It was such a weird thing that happened. I really don't understand what happened between 1 minute and the next. But he goes off, comes back with another girl, and goes to talk to her. Now, it's nothing wrong with what he did. It's day 3. They're allowed to mingle and match and, discuss. Plus, he hasn't promised this girl anything. It was just a weird scene that just went down. I can't explain it, guys. If you watched it, let me know in the comment section what you thought about that whole scene, because it was very freaky. Anywho, M and Taylor are talking, and they have this banter. They have sexual chemistry between them. I actually like her. I think in my first episode review, I said that M is the kind of person that I like but might annoy me. And so far she has impressed me. She's actually my favorite person in the house right now. Not even gonna lie, just the way she's handled herself. Because when she and Taylor are talking, the trio they just start lashing out. You have them talking about her, calling her fake as fuck, like saying it loud so she can actually hear it. So it's enough to make you very uncomfortable, even in your own skin. And them is just like, okay, do you think we should go somewhere more private and chat? Because all of this is not really my vibe right now. I'm not really enjoying what is going on. And I really like that for M. I think M handled herself perfectly from the beginning till now. She's my favorite person in the house. And if she gets dumped, I may have to stop watching. So far, she hasn't done anything to set me off, and I like her, and I don't think she will do anything to set me off. The only problem is, I think, what she wanted versus what she's going for. I think those are the only discrepancies in, her coming into the house to now. Anywho, Alicia then starts to spiral. She's talking to Dylan, she's talking to Mimi, like she's just spiraling. And Mimi is looking at her like, what's going on? If you have a problem, go and talk to M. What are you doing? Go address the problem while you can. Next day, I think some other stuff happens, but it doesn't really affect anything. It doesn't affect the plot. So moving on. The next day, Sophie gets a text that that night will be the recoupling. She has dates with all the boys except Nico, and she can take one wing woman with her. And she chooses M. I actually understood why she chose M, because the trio are all together, and sometimes Mimi hangs out with them. M is the only girl who's on the outside, who's a guy's girl, and is always removed. And I kind of like that friendship for Sophie, because I kind of like Sophie. Episode 6 was a little dicey, but I kind of liked Sophie. I get that the producers are heavily like influencing decisions because this show is like pre-filmed. So It is what it is, but I like Sophie. Then they take them their dates is in, like they go to this wine cellar. They're in Spain, so obviously they're not short of wine cellars. They go into this wine cellar. It's actually really pretty and it's a lot of wine, so they get to try different ones. Her date with Indigo, again, no sexual energy, no sexual tension whatsoever. So I I don't like it. I don't like that she was forced to pick him because I know she was. Her date with with Dylan, she said that his kiss was the only one that she could remember, so his kiss stood out. He said that he's happy with Mimi because he really had to graft in order to get with Mimi, and he doesn't want to shake that boot. I mean, we love a man that says what he means and means what he says. I don't know how far that's gonna last with Sydney, though, but it is what it is. Hadeh with Zayn. Zayn says that he's open to recoupling. Straight out said that. Remember when he told the guys that he was happy where he was? Okay. He now says that he's open to recoupling with her if she chooses him. And Sophie then she forfeits her date with Taylor, which means that M gets to go on a date with Taylor. It was great. She outright tells him, I want you. It's in your court now because I am choosing you. I want to be with you. And I love that for Emma and Taylor, honestly. I like that she came out and said it. He didn't really say anything in that, or at least he wasn't, they didn't edit it to show us what he said. So it seemed like it was M doing all the talking during that date, but it's fine. Back at the villa, Alicia keeps spiraling, asking Nico, asking Mimi, asking them who Taylor has said that he likes more. And it's like, God, girl, God, stop, just stop. It's too much. Emma and Taylor, everybody gets back to the house, and when they come back, Emma and Taylor are linked, like their arms are linked together. And I was like, oh, this girl, Alicia is gonna jump from that balcony. She was losing her mind. Sophie, Mimi, and Mimi then do a download in the room, and that's where episode 5 ends. 6 comes around and Alicia immediately pulls Taylor, like she spider monkeys him, like climbs on him and everything, pulls him aside and says, what about your talk with M? Like what was going on there? And he says that we will chat later. I'm gonna go download with the boys. And he gets out of Dodge. He could not run fast enough. This man was running from Alicia. If I'd seen, he can't stand her. He cannot stand that girl. And considering how mature Taylor is, I'm shocked that he chose to pick Alicia in the first place. So again, how much of the producer influence goes into these episodes, Anywho, Taylor then tells the boys about the dates. Meanwhile, Alicia and Zanti are eavesdropping right on the other side of the wall. He says that his physical attraction is Alicia. However, a deeper connection is M. And he says that he's back to square one. Basically, he has to choose between these two. Wonderful, and the echoes are for Alicia alone because M is wonderful. Wonderful girls. Sophie breaks down the dates in detail for M and Mimi, and she tells them the safe choice would be Indigo, but that the person that she really wants is Zayn. So I'm like, why is Indigo even on the roster? Like there was nothing there. I keep saying it, there's nothing there, but I guess if you want to stay in the villa, a safe choice would be Indigo. There's a lot that goes on. I didn't care. Straight to the fire pit is recoupling. Sophie Monk is in the house, and she announces that somebody is going home. I don't think that they knew this part when they started. When Sophie got the text earlier in the other episode. So Sophie Monk announces that somebody is going home. Sophie gets to choose who she wants, and she said as soon as she started talking, and she said the reason I am choosing this boy is because our conversations click. We just click, our conversations flow, and we have the same morals and values. I said it's Indigo. Indigo. The producers have made this girl choose Indigo. It has to be. There's nobody else because she hasn't really talked to Zayn that much, and all she and Zayn have that one night stand. So of course, true to form, she chose Indigo. So now we have what's her name? M on the sideline, like just waiting to be chosen. Like it's now a full-on recoupling. So the girls are told to get up and stand and face the boys, and the boys are told to choose who they want to recouple with. Nico chooses Hannah, no surprise there. Dylan chooses Mimi, no surprise there. Zayn chooses Zanti, no surprise there. I think if he had Sophie as a choice, he would have chosen her. And Taylor gets up and chooses M, and I was like, yes, get the witch out of the house. I'm kidding. I don't like Alicia. I didn't. And Sophie announces that Alicia is gonna be dumped. So now everybody's trying to hug on Alicia, wish her well. She then tells Mimi that she needs a minute with her girls, which is the trio, and pulls them aside. And Mimi was like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? It was just funny. I thought that it was hilarious how she said, I need a minute with my girls. They then go and they're talking a lot, and everybody then comes to the dressing room while Alicia is packing, and they're just being mean and catty just for no reason. It's like, you knew this boy for 2 days, 2 freaking days. It's not that deep. I get it. Your Spanish holiday is over, but she just played her cards right. The way she was behaving, the way she was being catty, the way she was being like, the whole thing was what drove this guy into M's arms. She did it to herself. Anywho, Taylor then asks to talk to Alicia, and she tells him that she overheard him today and everything that he said. She basically wouldn't even let him speak. She was still being catty. And I'm sure at that point he's like, thank the Lord. Thank God that I chose somebody else over you, because this is not where I want to be, In his one-on-one, he actually said that he thinks he made the right choice, that he just went with his gut, and it was M that his gut wanted. So Sophie and Indigo then have a chat, because obviously they're a new couple now, and she says that she's happy with her choice. They talk about how their date was natural, and she says that she's excited to be in bed with him. And I was like, Sophie, tell your face that, because your face is not saying excited. At this point in time, it's not. I definitely know that the producers forced her to pick Indigo, because Indigo would not have survived had Taylor coupled up with M. And actually, maybe I don't think Indigo would have survived. I don't know. Yeah, he might have. He might, if Taylor, so if Sophie had picked Zayn and everybody else had recoupled, it would have been between Zanti and Alicia, and Indigo would have to pick one of them. I don't think Indigo will pick Alicia, but I don't know. You never know. I just don't think that it was fair to Sophie, because there's no sexual tension between her and Indigo. So why are we wasting time here? Anywho, Taylor and M, I really like them. They're my couple to root for now. As long as they both stay in it. I don't know how things play out. It only takes one bombshell. This one, as Sydney is coming now. I'm not really sure how that. Although Sydney is not Taylor's spec, I don't think. Sydney is Taylor's spec. No, because I don't think Sydney is Taylor's spec. He has a type that he gravitates towards, but we never know. The producers are producing in the back end, so we don't know. But Taylor and M are vibing. Taylor says that he was always going to pick M, regardless of the situation. He was going to recouple and choose M, and then she confirms directly, says it point blank, period, I like you. And I was happy for that. I like them. They vibe. They're well matched. I think the thing is, Taylor had said something to Alicia. I said, if I could combine you and M, you'll make the perfect woman. But I don't think anybody should be combined with Alicia. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not even kidding. I'm serious. Nobody should be combined with Alicia. That girl's a problem. But M has this edgy, sexy thing going on, and I think she's perfectly matched with Taylor. And I think they can have mature conversations together, deep conversations even. Like, I think they match. The next day, there's a lot of stuff that happens that I don't really care about, except for people in the house saying how Emma and Taylor fit. Even Zanti was saying that they're cute together, and I'm like, pick a side, girl. Stand 10 toes and pick a side. I get it, she's 21, but no. It's like you were joining the hags yesterday to insult this girl and be a mean girl to her. Now you think they are cute. Like, come on. Come on. It annoyed me. I like Zanti, guys. I really do. I think she's gonna get her heart broken into itty bitty terrible pieces, but we live and learn, apparently. So Sophie wants closure with Zayn, and she says that she's scared of rejection, but she wants to go for it with him. And I was like, so why pick Indigo? Again, producers must have led that, but still, it just makes no sense because now she's stressed out trying to get his attention, and it's just not working out for her. Every time she wants to get his attention, something takes him away, or he's with Zanti, or like she's just stressed, sitting there and nothing is happening while she's just eyeing Zayn. Dylan and Mimi are having a conversation. I don't think there's anything for Mimi in this. I think Dylan is even trying. But honestly, maybe both of them don't even have anything together, if I'm being honest. Because as soon as they sit down to talk, Mimi gets a text that she's going on a date with a god. She was mad excited. And he was like, stop being so excited. Calm down. Remember that you're coupled up. She was hella excited running. And then he gets a text that he's going out on a date with a goddess. I mean, her excitement level dropped levels as soon as she realized that he got a text. And Taylor is a bastard. He's a fool, is what he is. You know what he said? As soon as Dylan got the text, he looked at Mimi and said, well, you're not that excited anymore. It was hilarious. That comment was funny and I loved it. I think that I love the whole thing. Australia knows how to keep you on your toes. And I love that they took this couple, divided them with people that will probably match with them properly because we have Sydney and Steph coming. Steph is black, and we all know that Mimi loves her chocolate. And then Sydney is fiery, which I think, that redhead island thing might kick in for Dylan, and he might actually gravitate towards Sydney. I like it. I want to see what happens. I think Dylan is more of a loyal guy, though. He will come home first. Nari, come home. He will come back to the villa first, assess the situation, and then decide if he's twisting or sticking. But I think Mimi is already in the win because they do show us some of their dates. Mimi and Steph are vibing. He likes her freckles. They're doing piano dance moves. She loves dancing. She loves music. And their date is very excited, giggly. Meanwhile, Dylan and Sydney, it's very sensual. They're talking, looking into each other's eyes. Like, that's how they played the production. That's how they edited it for us. So it's very different kind of people, but each one is vibing with their new date. So I thought that was quite interesting. And that's why the episode ended. I think episode 6 could have been an email because there was nothing in it, if I'm being honest. It could have been an email. They showed clips from the next episode, which is coming out tonight, I think. And apparently the new guys, the new bombshells, are allowed to couple up with whoever they want, whenever they want. Love it. We see Nico and Hannah having a little argument. I don't think that's going to end up in anything serious. But we also see Zanti crying. And I think that might be a big deal. I mean, I don't know. Anything might have set her off. Who knows in this day and age. But I don't think it will be the first or the last time that Zanti will cry on this show. I'm just saying. The fact that she chose Zayn. I don't even know what is it that they're attracted to with Zayn. He doesn't have good banter. He doesn't have proper conversations either. Like, there's nothing. Like, so what is it that they're latching on to this guy? I would rather talk to Indigo than Zayn because I know I'll get something back from Indigo than Zayn. In all the conversations that they've shown us with Zayn, maybe it's the way he's been edited. There is nothing of substance that this guy is giving us. So I don't understand the appeal. But it is what it is. We're here for fun. We're here for entertainment. And we're getting that. I actually really do like Australia. And yeah, like I said, the lives are kind of like a test run for me. But I like them. I want to get better so that I can do more of this. These are more, convenient time, so there'll be more engagement. At least I can talk to you guys, the people who are watching this anyway, and we can converse back and forth with the chats and everything. But yeah, that's all that went down in episodes 5 and 6. I will do 6 and 7 probably. Those that recap review episode will come out on either Sunday or Saturday. I'm not really sure. I mean, there's going to be one tomorrow and then one on Thursday because it's only Mondays to Thursdays. So either way, you see me when you see me, guys. Well, yeah, let me know in the comments if there's something that I missed. Let me know which new couple you're rooting for. My money's on Taylor and M because I love M. And I like Taylor. I'm not actually mad at Taylor. So far, he's been a stand-up guy, if I'm being honest, so far. And I really do like him. She's growing on me heavily. So yeah. But yeah, sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Toodles.